A new day was beginning in the Manhattan neighborhood of New York, in one of the plazas stretching to the sky. The sun was streaming in through the glass facades, making the office desks shine. Coffee machines hummed noisily. Young employees smiled at each other, while others answered emails buried in their screens. When the elevator door dinged open, no one looked up, because the person who entered was invisible to them, an old cleaning lady. He was wearing a faded blue jumpsuit. His shoes bore the marks of time. There were tired eyes behind his glasses, but there was no hurry in his walk. He slipped in quietly, a cleaning cart in his hand. A whisper came from the back table. "It's our Einstein cleaner again." Another could hardly contain his laughter. "Is that pen really a Mont Blanc? That's a lot of salary savings." The condescending laughter echoed in the air. But the old man did not react to any of it. He meticulously cleaned the toilets, the windows, the sockets, even the places no one could see. It was as if he was polishing his honor, not his work. At one point, he sat down at an empty table. He pulled out a black notebook from under the cleaning trolley. The edges were frayed, but the cover said, Oxford, 1974. He took out his pen. Yes, it was indeed Mont Blanc. No one noticed. Nobody was curious. Only one intern watched him from a distance, wrinkled his nose and whispered, "This guy is really weird. Is he writing in a notebook? Is this from 1950? But the cleaner moved his pen as if he didn't hear anyone's mockery. The handwriting flowed into the notebook with years of mastery. At 09 Anchoir, the elevator opened again. The CEO of the building, Mr. Harrison, walked in. Everyone stood up, straightened their jackets, put their coffees on the table. But the cleaner didn't get up. The CEO walked straight to her. He stopped. He smiled. "Can you hold out your hand, Professor Carter?" he said softly. There was silence. "Professor," someone whispered. The CEO turned and addressed the office. "Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Dr. William Carter, a Harvard-educated scientist who taught artificial intelligence and ethics at MIT for years. He is also one of the founding advisors here." The air in the office turned cold. Those who laughed were silenced. Dr. Carter stood up, still wearing his janitor's outfit, but his posture had changed. "That outfit misled you, didn't it?" he said. "I came here willingly, because I'm not interested in information, I'm interested in people. I came to observe, and I realized this. Even the best offices sometimes forget respect." The young man, who was leaning his head from the back desk, was unable to make eye contact. "You," Carter said, looking at him, "didn't show me a seat on the first day, because you assumed who I was by what I was wearing." He turned to the intern. "You helped me once, but then you walked away quickly. Maybe you didn't want to help. You wanted to be seen." The air in the office had turned cold. Where minutes before there had been laughter and whispering, now there was only silence in the corridors. The old man, Dr. William Carter, took off his glasses, took a handkerchief from his pocket, and wiped his glasses. Then he raised his head and ran his eyes over the office, one by one. This gaze was not just to see. It was like it was going through them. "This outfit misled you, didn't it?" he said. His voice was slow but firm. "This jumpsuit reminded you of a cleaning lady, but you didn't wonder what he was carrying." No one said anything. Few dared to make eye contact. "I didn't come here by accident," Carter said. "I was one of the first consultants in this building, but over time, I realized this. Titles don't elevate you. True respect. It's just something that comes from within." He slowly made his way to the back table. Laughing, the young man bowed his head. His eyes turned to the CEO. "Mr. Harrison, I thank you. When you called me back here, you gave me permission to implement this plan, because the most valuable investment in your office is your people. To understand them, you must first show them the invisible." The CEO nodded. "Respect is not just a policy, it is a culture. You reminded us of that." Carter spoke again in the midst of the quietening crowd. "I didn't clean here. I listened. I observed. I saw people walking alone, each with their own story. But most of you can't really see what's around you, because appearances are still the greatest judge." At that moment, the old man took out a black, Oxford-embossed notebook from his pocket. "Here is this notebook, full of notes from the last 3 weeks. But there are no names in it, because I'm not here to accuse you. I'm here to hold a mirror up to you." And then he added, "Real power is not in the armchair, but in the courage to really understand people.